welcome to the ranch. Today we're in the kitchen for our second video in the September Spamtember video collaboration with Prepper Potpourri and a bunch of really great channels. We've got people like Casey over at Ormsby Farms, we've got Tuli Lou Creates, Linda's Pantry, Fermented Homestead, Rogue Preparedness, and Jenny's Scratch Made Kitchen. Scratch Made Kitchen, did I say that? Anyway, we're in this collaboration with all those wonderful channels throughout the month of September. And so we have a bunch of spam videos with the original or maybe the extra low salt or whatever it is, spam recipes, right? We went from macaroni bakes to meals in a jar like scallop potatoes with spam to even spam monkey bread. And of course, we put our last video out, which was spam sandwiches 3 different ways. So make sure you go check out that link. We're gonna have it somewhere around here. Go check out the link for the previous video and stay tuned because today we are making spam. Not this one, but our homemade spam. So stick around. Okay, so on this video today, we are doing something a little different than the other Spamtember videos. And speaking of which, if you haven't went and watched some of those videos, make sure you go back and check out all the other Spamtember videos because I know that Prepper Potpourri is having a drawing for a person who comments on all the videos throughout the month of Spamtember. If you've commented on those videos and you've watched them and liked them and stuff, then she's gonna pick a winner on October 1st, which is like literally this Saturday. We are very close to the end of the month, and so you still have plenty of time to go back, and don't forget to make sure you watch for tomorrow and Friday's videos as well. So let's get started on making our own spam. I've looked around on other channels and recipes online, and all of them have extra ingredients, and it just seems really difficult. It did, at least for me. And I don't have a lot of extra time to make the loaf and all this stuff. So for me, I'm taking what I have from my freezer, from my refrigerator, and my pantry, and I'm putting it together, and I'm going to can this spam. I saw this original recipe off of Adrian Anderson. It's another YouTube channel. I'll post the link below so you can take a look at that video if you want to see the OG video. But I'm kind of improvising what he did. I just really like the way he explained it, and it made sense to me knowing that I can use what I have in my house, and so can you. So we're gonna start today first by taking 2 of the 5 main ingredients in spam, and we're gonna take these meats and we're gonna chop them up so that we can start making all this together and combining it so we can get it in our canner. So first we're gonna start with some honey baked cured ham. This was from our pigs, which is awesome. So this is a cured ham from our freezer, and some lean pork, ground pork sausage. Actually not sausage, it's lean ground pork. So this is from, both of these are from our pigs, and we're gonna take these and we are going to chop them up and get them mixed. So let's get started. Okay, so here is our chopped ham and our pork sausage. We're gonna combine these together and we're gonna mix them all up, and then we're gonna start adding the other very simple ingredients. So take a look, and I'm gonna put these in here, get these items added. We are doing 5 pounds of ground pork, just ground pork. It's not sausage, it's just ground pork. I've opened the tubes up, and now I've measured out 1 pound of ham. Smoked, cured ham, that's what I've got, that's what I'm using. So we're gonna use the ham, and I'm basically just gonna mix these up, and then I'm gonna put them in my food processor because I need to make this kind of into a pate. So I've kind of mixed them a little bit, and then I'm gonna start putting these into my food processor and blending them. That's what I kind of need in the end. So this is gonna look a lot different in a second. You might have a little bit, right now I have chunks of chopped ham, and then I have the ground sausage, but in a minute, this is gonna look a lot smoother. So we're gonna start adding it to our food processor and grinding this up. So 5 pounds to 1 pound, that's the meat. That's what we're gonna do. Let's get grinding. Okay, so now that I have blended this all together, I just really wanted to do it so that it would be kind of more uniform, so that we didn't have the big chunks of meat in there from the ham. My ground meat was a lot easier to manage, and if it was all just ground up already, I would have just left it. I probably could have just taken the ham and put that in here itself and then mixed it in by hand this way, but I really wanted to make sure it was kind of mixed together really well. Now, our next step, after we mix the 5 pounds of the ground meat, the ground pork, or You can even use a pork shoulder and ground that up. But again, I'm using what I have. I happened to use my last pork shoulder last night. And so I didn't have any more today to use for this recipe. So I used the ground pork and I mixed that with the ham. And once I've mixed these two meats together, now I'm gonna go and mix some extra ingredients. The ingredients are actually going to be listed down in the bottom in the description box. I'm going to write the ingredients down there so you can follow through with the recipe. But basically, you're going to take sugar. You're going to have sugar. You're going to have salt. You're going to have some starch of some sort. It can be potato starch or it can even be cornstarch, and then some water. Now, one of the things that I did add into this, and one of the things it does call for, is curing salt, okay? This is pink curing salt. You don't have to have this, okay? It's not necessary, but I did use it because I knew I kind of wanted to go with that pink color just like Spam has. So we're gonna try it, and if I ever make it again, great, I have it. If you don't have this, it's okay, you don't need it. You can totally make it without. But these are the ingredients. You add in the half a cup of water, mix it all around in this really nice little slurry here that I've got. And then what I'm gonna do, now that it's all mixed together, I'm gonna actually add this to my meat. Add this to the meat and then mix it around. It's all nice and pink. You can see the salt in there. I'm gonna get all this mixed in there real well. Let me get something to mix that around with. Pull that out. All right, so we're gonna mix this all around, and then I'm actually going to put this back into my food processor to get it in that nice thick consistency. I think I kind of want it like a pate, something that I can put into a piping bag and squeeze out, and I'm gonna show you that in just a minute. So let me start putting this back into here and mix it all around. I'm gonna transfer bowls one more time. All right, we have blended up all of our slurry mixture and our meat, and you can see this consistency is very, I don't know, pate-like, if you will. I've never really made pate, but it sounds fancy, so I'll be fancy. Anyway, it's super easy, guys. I think that's one of the most important parts in all this, is that this did not take a lot of extra equipment. If you have a food processor, then you can make your own Spam. And I think that's one of the main important things that I really want you guys to know, is that if you like food, you know, a lot of times right now you're looking at shelves that are still being emptied in so many places, and people are buying Spam, people are buying those raviolis and all the things that are easy foods to eat. Well, if you are taking the time to make foods that you enjoy, because I really firmly believe in putting foods on the shelf in your pantry that your family or you like to eat. Don't just stock up on stuff if it's just garbage and you don't enjoy it. Put stuff on your shelves, put stuff in your pantry that you are going to enjoy if you need to eat it. And this is something we like. And so, Lord willing, this recipe will work for my family and we will enjoy it cooked up or even out of the can raw if we need to, because it's already kind of cooked, right? So keep that in mind when you're doing anything and when you're preparing and making foods. When you're putting things on your shelf, put things on your shelf that you like to eat. So now that it's in this little form, this pate form, we're actually gonna make it even easier. And in order for us to get it into the jars, we wanna make sure as much air is out of it as possible. So I need my helper in here with a gallon bag. Simple as that. Come on in here, let me see. So we're gonna hold my gallon bag up here. I got a helper here. Hold the bag up on the counter, please. Okay, and I'm just gonna take a big chunk of this meat mixture. Again, all I did was take the slurry of those other ingredients, there's 4 ingredients, mix it in with the 2 ground meats, and then now I'm packing it into the bag, okay? So here's what we're gonna do. We're going to, thank you very much, helper, I appreciate you. You're good, you can leave. I'm going to seal this bag up as much as I can. Kind of get some of that air out of there. And I'm going to use this to pipe into my jars. Let's see if I can do this. All right, so we're gonna get it down to the edge. Cut a hole at the bottom here. And we are going to, I probably put too much in here. Watch it explode on me. That wouldn't be proper. All right, let's see if I can do this. Oh, it's not gonna work, Eric. It's not gonna work. No, I need something. No, it's breaking. I can't do it. It's not working. This is not working. No, this is not working. Okay, well, the bag with the giant clump of meat in it doesn't work. So you can try it and you can improvise somehow, but I'm gonna go with what I know, and that is just good old fashioned getting my hands in the meat and putting it in the jar. So I started doing that, and it works. What I want you guys to know is you have to make sure that you push it down in there. I think that was the point originally of putting the meat in the piping bag, is the idea that you really want to get as much of this air out as possible. You don't want to have a lot of air in your jars because I think they can, you know, it can cause you some trouble in the canning process here. So we're gonna be really mindful of how much we put in here, how much we pack down, and making sure that we pack it down and we have that 1 inch head space all the way around, okay? So one more thing, once you pack this down really well, nice and tight, you're gonna have to get in there and use your hands. Make sure that you take, and I have right here, a wooden spatula, and I'm taking and making a center hole right here. And I am gonna give it a little bit of air. And the reason why is because I wanna be able to give that some room to expand. And I wanna make sure that it actually cooks the meat through in order to have that, meat cook through and be shelf stable. I wanna make sure it gets all the way into that. So these are pint jars. I'm gonna put these into my processor, my canner for 75 minutes. With the 10 pounds of pressure that I have on it. Please make sure you follow the guidelines on canning meat that is required for you. Now, I'm not necessarily following USDA regulations, whatever it is. This is me canning it for my family. So please make sure that you do what you feel comfortable with doing for your family, and you don't just do whatever you see other people doing, okay? I take no responsibility for what you do, only for what I do, okay? So now once you've got your jars situated here, and I'm gonna pack out one more jar, you're going to make sure that I have some vinegar right here. I'm gonna wipe down the top of my jars with vinegar. I'm gonna make sure that they're cleaned off on the edges. And I'm going to take my 4 jars lid, and I'm going to put these on here finger tight, and then go ahead and start putting them in my canner. I believe I can fit 6 in here, so I'm gonna start working on that here in just a second. I'm gonna get them in my canner and turn them on for 75 minutes at the 10 pounds of pressure. So when we come back, hopefully, Lord willing, all of these will have pinged, and we can pull out and see what the meat looks like when it's cooked. Let's check it out. In order to have this pressure canned, we are going to go ahead and hit high, and we are going to set the time for 75 minutes for our pint jars, and then we're gonna hit start. And I'll see you guys in a little bit. Well, I have all of my Spam in the can, and it is now the end of the night, and we are wiped. So we're gonna let these cool. The electric pressure canner actually has to cool down for about an hour before you can even open the lid. So they pressure can for 75 minutes. We had an extra hour for them before we could even peel that lid open, and now they're gonna have to cool here for several hours before we can do anything with them. So unfortunately for you, we have to end the video right here. So we won't be able to try the Spam before it's over with. But we will be back tomorrow on our live, Thursday night, live on the ranch. And what we're gonna do is try out the Spam. We're gonna taste test the Spam, compare it to regular store-bought Spam. So make sure you stay tuned and go and find the live. If it's well beyond this, and you're watching the video, I want a replay from weeks before or whatever it is, make sure you check the description box. The link will be there. And if you're brand new watching it on Wednesday, then make sure you watch that description box for the link that's gonna take you to the reminder for the live on Thursday, the 29th of September. So check us out, see whether or not it tastes just like regular Spam or not. And don't forget to come and check out all our other videos. Go back and watch Spamtember and all the other wonderful contributors in this collaboration that we've done. And don't forget to stick around on October 1st for the prize drawing for the person who comments on all the videos. There's gonna be one winner chosen by Mary Ellen over from Prepper Potpourri. So thanks again for watching. Check out any outtakes because I'm sure there probably is some that Eric is putting together for this video. There was plenty of things we did wrong, but stay tuned because we're gonna taste it and I cannot wait to see if it tastes the same or much different. So until next time, who likes trying things and not giving up even when it feels like everything's stacked against you? Farmers' wives do. See you guys. Yeah, so we're gonna just pipe this in. That's really sucky. Sorry, can I say that?
Do you want me to start it over?
Okay, I give up. I'm not doing it like this. Nope.
That's okay.
Joy, you big dummy.